There are lessons to be learned in any new adventure, even podcasting. What are they? Stay tuned and find out.
Welcome.
Okay, here's the question.
You serious?
How are we dark horses? You know, the ones everyone is betting against, the ones they don't expect to win, place, or even show on the track, and they'll even laugh on us when we talk about trying. How do we show the world our greatness and triumph?
Come on.
Well, that's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers.
Let's go.
This is The Dark Horse Entrepreneur. My name is Tracy Brinkman.
And push it out.
What is up? What is up? What is up, my dark horse friends and family? Welcome back to your ongoing dose of lessons learned learning. I'm your dark horse host, Tracy Brinkman. And you, well, that, my friend, is infinitely more important. You are a driven entrepreneur, or perhaps you're one in the making. Either way, you're here because you're ready to start, restart, kickstart, or start leveling up with some great marketing, personal, or business tips and results in order to build that beautiful business of yours into the empire it absolutely deserves to be. That's why I'm here, coming to you with another solo success episode, coming to you straight from the Dark Horse HQ as we dive deep into success with some actionable advice, tips, and steps designed to help you level up your game, your mindset game, your personal game, your business game, even your relationship game. Because as we already know, there are no shortcuts to success except for taking those little steps towards your goal every single day. Now, I know you're getting value from this podcast, right? Yeah, I see you. I can feel you shaking your head. And if you are, please, we need to let those podcast algorithms know that. And the way you do that is by going on down there and hitting that subscribe button, leaving 5-star ratings, and some kind words in the comments. Heck, you can even give me some critique, ask some questions, because I read every single one of those comments because I appreciate them that much. It is those subscribes, rating, and reviews, though, that tell those podcast platforms that you are getting the value, so they will lift us up a little bit in the rankings so that we can reach more driven entrepreneurs just like you. So please take a moment, show the love, and help spread the word. And of course, come over and join me on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram. Go to darkhorseschooling.com. You'll see all the connections up there. Actually, the link to Dark Horse Schooling will be right down there in the show notes. You can click it and then click the social links on the website. Come on over and jam with us on a little more personal level where I can get to know you and help you more directly. And, you know, it could be help you in any way. Help you share your message, help you grow your business, help just maybe deal with whatever BS you got going on, right? I know when it comes to sharing messages, I have a message I want to share with those that will listen. Heck, to be quite honest, I'm quite willing to share it with those that do not want to listen. That's okay, right? So that's probably one of the reasons why I really started this podcast. This podcast, as you know, focused on those folks that feel like the odds are kind of stacked against them, right? Us dark horses that no one really expects us to win, place, or show in the race of life. And maybe even there are a few people in your inner circle that are less than enthusiastic about you venturing into the entrepreneurial waters. Yeah? You feel me? You know the folks I'm talking about. But is that stopping you? No. See, I can feel you shaking your head. Hell no, it's not stopping me. You're going to buck the odds. You're going to run your own race towards your dreams and your goals. Here's the thing about this, and I want to get to the point of this episode, right? Little did I know when I launched the Dark Horse Entrepreneur, again, on this mission to help teach others what I have learned and am still learning about the entrepreneurial game, the self-help game, the personal relationship game, that there were going to be lessons inside the launching of the podcast that I would learn in business and life just because I stepped into the podcast arena. And, you know, as I thought about it when I was prepping for this episode, I've learned very similar lessons anytime I stepped into any arena, right? Anytime you break free from the gate and try and run with the crowd, maybe you try and run ahead of the crowd. Heck, you may even be running behind the crowd, but you're running your race, right? Every time we do that, there are lessons that we get to learn, and I think it's imperative for us to learn them to keep that motivation, to keep moving forward. And if we don't learn them, then we have to relive them, because I truly believe that life is going to keep putting the lessons in front of you until you learn them. So hopefully this will help you take a minute and think about some of the lessons that you've learned in your adventures in life and in business. All right. The first one I learned when I started stepping into the podcast arena is, you know what? You and your message are damn well worthy of the spotlight. Yeah. I'll say it again. You and your message are worthy of having that big old bright shiny light shining down on you. And the reason I say that so emphatically is because I believe whatever your product or your service or your message is, there is someone out there that needs to feel inspired by you, by what you do, by what service you provide, what end result you give them. They need to be inspired by you. And maybe it's just not being inspired by what it is you provide. It's not always about the victories, is it? Sometimes they need to be inspired by where you fell defeat. Yeah, where you were felled by defeat, right? So they can say, oh man, they stumbled, they bumbled, they tripped, they fell, and they're still doing what they're doing. Then this little thing I'm going through is nothing. See, your lessons can and will become theirs if you share your story in the hopes of lifting them up, motivating them forward, helping them to avoid the pitfalls that you tripped and you stumbled and you bumbled and you face planted on, right? Think about it. If someone could have told you a handful of lessons, of stories, that would have helped you avoided 2, 3, 4 of those down times that you have experienced, wouldn't you be grateful? Yeah, you would, right? So that's why I say you and your message is worthy of the spotlight, because there's somebody out there that needs to learn your lessons, hopefully the easy way versus them having to go through enduring the same hardships that you went through to learn them. All right, so the next one is the relationships. Oh my God, the relationships that you pick up and when you step into whatever your new adventure is, new business, in this case for me, a podcast, the people you will meet alone are worth all the effort that goes into creating and running whatever your adventure is, your business, your podcast, your coaching practice, your digital agency. There are people out there that can help move you along your journey, whether it's personal or professional. And as you step into whatever arena you plan on doing battle in, you're going to gain access to people who have traveled the road that you're about to travel. And again, they can help you avoid some of those potholes and pitfalls that are on that road. You're going to gain access to people that, maybe they're only a couple of feet in front of you. Maybe they're a few yards. Maybe they're a mile or two ahead of you. Maybe they're in the next city, but they can still help you navigate those twists and turns that you have yet traveled. And here's the other piece of it I found almost even more valuable. You can become a connector. So as you come across and engage in all these new people, you're going to find someone that's going to step into your sphere of influence that maybe you're not quite the right person to help them, but you know the right person because of all these new connections. So now you can put those two people together. And either one of them, when they're ready for something that you are the right person to help them with, guess what they're going to think of? Because you brought them value, even though you didn't get anything out of it except for the satisfaction. You brought them value when they say, you know what? I need this. And I know that John or Jane or Tracy is the perfect person. And that's what they do. Oh man. And they helped me out a couple of times by connecting with these people. Let me reach out to them, right? That's karma. right there in effect. Now, the next one I think so many fall prey to, and it really, really gets exaggerated in the podcasting arena. Being in this arena, I talk to a lot of fellow podcasters. And how many times have I heard someone that wanted to start a podcast say, I will start it when I got the microphone, when I have the right message, when I finally get my artwork, blah, 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 blah. You know what? If it's in your heart right now, then the time to start it is right now. You got to learn to stop stressing about being perfect and just be. And trust me when I say, I, my friends, am far from perfect. Heck, if I go back to my first episode, and I have, and re-listen to it, man, do I see all the imperfections and the blemishes and the stumbles and the bumbles. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe I put that out. But you have to go into it knowing it's not going to be perfect. However, it can be perfectly fun, right? It can be perfectly received. It can be perfectly heard. It can be perfectly accepted for what it is at the time you release it. And as you go on and you get better, and if you go back and re-listen to it or re-look at your services from a year or two ago, you're going to go like, wow, boy, I sucked back then, but you still did it, right? What do they say? You're going to miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. And you're going to miss 100% of the lessons that you will not be able to learn because you're so worried about starting it when the moon and the stars align, when you have a potential client, when you have that right microphone. Just get out there and here it is. Leave perfectionism at the door. Be imperfectly you. And that leads right into this last lesson I'll probably leave you with is be you. And in being you, know that not everybody's going to like you. Who gives a shit? Be you. Those haters are going to hate no matter what. However, at the same time, those lovers are going to love. And it may be a 50-50 split. Maybe it's a 60-40 split. Who cares? Maybe it's a 90-10. How about those 10 folks that love you out of the 100, right? I would even say let's go so far as to make sure that you have more haters that hate. Because even if you have a 90-10 split and you get 180 haters, guess what? You have 20 more lovers than you had when you started, right? Yeah, that's right. You're going to be right. If you have more haters, you're going to have more lovers. So get out there, be you, share you as only you can. Let them into your heart, open up your mind, give them a deep, dark peek into your soul, the very essence of who you are. No one else out there, not a single person on this planet can do that except for you. And if they hate you for it, so be it. Let them move on to the other 2.3 million other podcasts that are out there, or the other 50,000 new businesses a day that are starting out there. However, for the ones that go, well, damn, I totally click with that. The ones that start to fall in love with you, well, then they are there for who you are. And that's what you want in the first place, right? And here's the last one. I know, I thought the last one was going to be the last one. Here's the last one I'll leave you with. Stop with the flippin' vanity metrics. I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care how many listeners you have if you have a podcast. I don't care how many likes you have on your damn Facebook page. Are you being you? And are you delivering value to those that you can deliver value to? That, my friend, at the end of the day is when you should be able to put your head on your pillow and close your eyes and get a good night of restful sleep because you brought some value to someone in this world in some way, either by connecting them, by sharing your message, by delivering a product or service that really honestly helps them. And you don't have to I know we all got to make a living, right? But if you're bringing that value consistently, and there's the other lesson, consistency, over and over and over again, more and more of those lovers are going to step into your world. And heck, even some of them haters are going to step in, and then the vanity metrics will take care of themselves. But when you're so focused on things like, if I talk about the podcast world, the downloads, well, yeah, those can be faked. Those can be manipulated. How about the folks that reach out to you and say, dude, because I love your podcast because of this, or man, the message you had on your episode, whatever, was just what I needed to hear. That's when you know you're doing the right thing. That's what you need to be focusing on. Bringing the value to those who need to hear your message, get your product, see inside your world, inside your soul. And you're going to do that by being you. All right. Phew, went off a little bit of a tangent there, but hey, it's my show. I can do that, right? All right, man. What another great week here at the Dark Horse HQ. And next week is going to be even better, man. We're going to start off with an interview episode with Diane Steinberg. This is going to be a little longer episode, a little different of an episode because she has this amazing history in music that she shares. And man, I just think everyone needs to hear it. And if that's not your thing, that's cool too. Go on to the episode after that. And in the meantime, I hope you have an amazing weekend, if your weekend's in front of you, or an amazing day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. And with that, I'm going to leave you as I always do. Think successfully and take action.
Thank you for listening to the Dark Horse Entrepreneur Podcast.
You know this!
Thanks for tuning in.
Check us out at www.darkhorseschooling.com.
All right.
My name is Tracy Brinkman.